Hello everyone, my name is Kim and you're at Kim's Kozy Corner. I am on my second round of potatoes. These potatoes were planted back in May and I did a video on them and I basically said grow bags, grow bags plus seed potatoes equals more potatoes or something like that. But anyway, I started all of these bags back in May and we are now in almost mid-August. These potatoes have been going for almost 90 days. I will give you the exact amount right up here in the corner of the video. And so it's time for us to harvest more potatoes. Now, I have already harvested just under 100 pounds of potatoes this year, just under 100 pounds. But I want a year's supply. We're not going to buy potatoes this year. I've already canned about 10 jars of potatoes as well, so that we'll have potatoes throughout the winter months. But we want fresh potatoes for fresh eating. And so I am trying to stagger that harvest so that these potatoes will last longer throughout those winter months. Now, if I run short on potatoes, y'all, I will grow potatoes indoors. I did it last year and I had potatoes growing in my indoor grow space. But I had bags, I had seed potatoes, I planted more potatoes. And so we are going to do these today. Now, some of these bags were neglected. I'll just be honest with you. All of these bags, except for one, was growing over on the side of my house. And as my sweet potatoes started vining and growing, it was kind of hard to get around them to get to the front of the house to water them. And I was just too lazy to go that way on some days. So I know there's inconsistent watering on all of these bags, but I know there's a few potatoes in each of them. So we are going to get started. I'll tell you the different types of potatoes if I know what type potatoes are in them, because some of these were from last year's supply and some of these were from seed potatoes. So we're going to just get to it and I'll show you everything that I harvest. Very early in the morning and so I got shadows everywhere, but I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. These are a variety of potatoes and I honestly don't know what they are until we get in to the harvesting of these potatoes. And they're in one of my green grow bags and I typically don't use my green grow bags. They're a little too tall for me. I don't care for them being super tall. So I had more potatoes than I had grow bags this year. So I went ahead and used these green grow bags. I don't like them though. So I'm not going to provide the link. It has a see-through window here and I've never seen a potato through this window or through this window. So that's why I purchased these green ones, because I like the see-through windows. And it says that you can harvest in between if you want new potatoes. I never did that. And so I really don't like these. I won't provide a link to them because I really don't like these bags. But I needed something. I had extra leaf mulch. So I covered these bags with leaf mulch instead of straw, because that's what I had at the time. So we are going to go ahead and get the leaf mulch off the top. And we're doing this bag first because y'all, I didn't feel no potatoes in this bag. I didn't feel any. You know, I always like to do a little quick check before I start making a video. I didn't feel anything. I feel something now right here on the side, but initially I didn't feel anything. So wasn't feeling too confident. So I wanted to put the bags I didn't feel good about first, and the ones I feel good about, we'll do those last so we can end on a good note. I know I got at least one potato. That's all I know I have is one potato. Again, these were growing on the west side of my house. So this bag never received morning sun. It only got midday and afternoon, that really hot evening sun. Usually, I don't get a good harvest on the side, but we said we were going to give it a try anyway. And again, these are mixed potatoes. I don't know what's in here yet, but we will find out here in just a moment. So this is probably a Yukon Gold, or it could be a German butterball. I don't know what it is, but there's one potato. Now look at that one there. Whoa. Whoo, this is shaped more like an Eva, but I don't know. There's no tag on this one. There's a few potatoes in here. Look at that. I didn't think there was going to be any, but yeah, there's a few in here, and they look good. They're healthy. I just didn't know what we were going to get. I didn't know what to expect. Now that's interesting. This is very interesting. So this is, I thought this was one seed potato, but y'all, I got a red potato right here, and I got white potatoes. So I'm confused. Okay, there we go. They came from two. No, this is a red potato. What is this? This is really weird. All right, so this potato is mostly white, but it's got a little bit of red on it. Same way with this one here, mostly white with a little bit of red. And then this is a red potato right here. It's growing a red potato. How can one potato grow both? That is really, really weird. I've never seen that. On the same vine, I had both red and white potatoes. I should say purple. It's purple, not red. But I've never seen that before. Like I said, I didn't know what these potatoes were. There's a seed potato right there because it's mushy, so I know that's the seed potato. Oh, there's another big one. This has to be Eva, just looking at the shape of it. And there's another one with multiple colors on it. Oh, I threw a potato away, y'all. It's a big one. How do I throw a big potato like that away? So that's all the potatoes I got out of there. I got 3 really nice potatoes. And then I got some little baby ones. We will do all the weighing at the end. It's just going to be faster for me today. I'm still really curious what kind of potato that was that's growing both purple and white potatoes. What did I plant, y'all? I don't even know. Now this is my other mixed bag of potatoes. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's growing in it. Multiple types of potatoes for sure. I know it's mixed. I just don't remember what I mixed it with. All right, here's the next bag, mixed potatoes. I know there's one big one here on the side. Let's get it emptied out and we'll see what we got. Charlie's gonna help me empty these. Some nice sized ones falling out. Hold on one sec. All right, we'll put them over here. Go ahead and grab them up. I need to look at them though. All right, so this one, all right, I thought this one was rotten, but it was sitting next to the seed potato. So it's a little wet, but it's wet because it was sitting next to the seed potato. All right, here's another one. I think these are Lehigh. These are Lehigh. I'm gonna start getting the dirt off the top. My helper had to go get a better seat. All right, my helper's back. She's gonna hand me potatoes. I'm getting dirt out. Yes, these are Lehigh potatoes. Definitely Lehigh. All right, these are all looking like Lehigh. Boy, that's a big one. Ooh, that's a big potato right there. This bag's doing pretty good. All right, let me see what you got. Hoo-hoo, I know what that is. What is that? This is called a masquerade. Is white and purple. I bet you that's what that other one was in that other bag over there. It's called a masquerade. Here's a good picture of the masquerade so you can see what it's supposed to look like. And I think this is an average size for that particular potato. It's white and purple mixed together. It is very pretty. I've never had it before, so I don't know what it tastes like. All right, hand me what you got.
I think that's another masquerade.
All right, yep, that's a little baby masquerade. There's another masquerade. And I think this is Lehigh. All right. So the masquerade didn't do so well. I got one, I'm gonna get through this part. I got one masquerade out of the bunch, but everything else looks good and I think they're Lehigh. That's it for that bag. Let's see how we did. Look at that. They're nice sized potatoes. They are nice size, but just not many. And I only got, what, 2 masquerade. Everything else is, I believe, Lehigh. All right, this next one is banana. And the last time I did banana, they were so small that I got to find a basket where they won't fall through. This particular container, y'all, I struggled to get these potatoes to grow. I struggled. I kept checking it. It never would grow. It never would grow. So finally, I had to add more seed potatoes to this pot. I don't know why it wouldn't do that. But you can see I have a plant that completely died back. There's nothing left. And then there was one that still has some green on it. So we will see. Banana. And this is the size banana potatoes. It's a gourmet potato. That's the size I was getting last time. So let's see if we can find something to put them in so I don't lose them because they're so small. We'll put them in this. There's one on top. This one right here got a little bit of sun. It's got a little green spot on it. If your potatoes get hit by the sun, they'll get green spots on them. And if you eat that green part, it can upset your stomach. But you can cut the green off and the rest of the potato will be okay. All right, you ready? There's gonna be a lot of little ones in here. A lot of them. You ready? Well, it should be a lot of little ones. Now these are all banana. Banana. And they're tiny. You ready? Let's try and find some potatoes. There they are. Look how small they are. Banana. Now, my container is small too. I think this is 3 gallon and I didn't even have it all the way full. So it is a smaller container. Now we are gonna weigh these like I always do. I'm just waiting to weigh them at the end so I can go faster. All right, that's it for this one. And compared to the seed potatoes and the size potatoes I got, again, I'm going to eat them. They're probably going to be delicious, but I will not be growing any more of the fingerlings in future seasons and future years. I think they're going to be delicious. So we will enjoy these, but we will not be growing any more fingerlings. The fingerlings that I put in the ground were, I mean, they were nice. They were like 4 or 5 inches, and I didn't get a good 4 or 5 inch potato. So I still have fingerlings in a couple more places in the garden. So we will enjoy fingerlings this year, but we won't be growing more fingerlings. And I am going to just leave these in this basket so that we can weigh them for later. Will you put those over there for me? In this container, we have Lehigh. And it looks like I only had 1 potato that took in this bag. Now, some people ask, why do I put supports on my potatoes? And I do that, 1, it keeps the potatoes upright longer. So sometimes your potatoes just need water. They're not really dying back. And they start falling over and you think they're ready to be harvested, but they're really not. So I use the supports to keep them upright longer. And it also helps with airflow. I've had some potatoes that the stems fell over and then they just get compacted on top of each other with no airflow. And then they started rotting. The stems started rotting. So I've been using supports for my potatoes now for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. And I think I get better potatoes. You don't have to do that if you don't want to do it. That's just what I do. All right, I'm already seeing potatoes on top. Did you see them? Did you see it? There it is. There's one on top. Let me get this leaf mulch out. Now, in past years, Lehigh has been my all-time favorite potato. It has done better than any other potato in my garden until this year. This year, I got a couple favorites, not just the Lehigh anymore. Now, this grow bag is a 15-gallon grow bag, and I don't have it filled all the way up to the top because when I planted these, I didn't have a lot of soil. So it's probably more like 12-gallon because I didn't fill it all the way up. But you ready to see what we got? You ready? And it's super dry. If you remember, I said I did not water very well in these bags, which is obvious because it's just dusty, y'all. It's dusty. You ready?
I think I see one.
I see one too. You ready? Let's get them. Get it. All right, here's one. Oh, my basket. So these are Lehigh, nice sized potatoes. It's a buff skin potato is what they call it, I think, if I remember correctly. A lot of people, ooh, look at that one.
Ooh.
A lot of people are just now starting their second round of potatoes. I will not be starting a third round of potatoes. I've used all my seed potatoes. So that's it for me. And now we will just work on preserving these potatoes. Now, I don't know if you remember, but I said I only had one potato, one seed potato that took in this bag. So all of these potatoes came off of one seed potato. I only had one spot that came up. Yep, so there's a seed potato right there that just rotted. It never had any sprouts coming from it or anything. Now, I did put more than one seed potato in this container, but that one just rotted. It never produced. Two more. There's another big one. There's some little ones. Keep going. Oop, there's one. So if this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, I reuse this soil. There's nothing wrong with this soil. I'll add more amendments to it and we will just keep using it. And if you ask what kind of soil is this, what's the mixture? There's another rotted out seed potato. I am using Fox Farm. I use Fox Farm for pretty much everything this year. I use potting soil in all my bags and in all my raised beds and in all of my vertical towers, metal raised bed, wooden raised beds, everywhere in my garden. I only use potting mix. And when my beds run low, I take the potting mix from my bags and add them to my beds. So there's no native soil anywhere in my garden. It's all potting mix. I have used Miracle Grow in past seasons. I've used Pro Mix in past seasons as well. This year, I used all Fox Farm this year. And I've been very happy with the Fox Farm. It's just hard to find where I live. So again, these are all Lehigh, and I only had one plant. So that's actually pretty good for one plant. Now I had one plant in a 15-gallon grow bag. So they should be big because they had plenty of room to grow. So one plant, and this is what I got from one plant. This next bag is Nicola. And this one's a new one for me this year. I planted in a metal raised bed. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. I got more than a pound per potato. I mean, well over a pound. It was the largest harvest per seed potato of anything that I planted this year. and I only have one bag. And unfortunately, this is one of those bags that did not get even watering, but that potato, y'all, was amazing. Ooh, it was so good. All right, and this is our last bag. We only did 5 bags today. Now, I still have probably 10 grow bags or more, plus another metal raised bed of potatoes. So we still have a lot of potatoes to get this year, and they're going to be coming in at different times, slowly coming in. But Nicola, y'all, this was my new favorite one for raised beds anyway. And my raised beds did really well in all potatoes. So I cannot complain about potatoes in my raised beds. There's some peeking through on top. You see them? You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Where the other one at? Right there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? All right, so these on top are smaller than the ones that I got out of my metal raised bed. But y'all, these are delicious. Delicious. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get it up and over. There are, y'all, I think I put 5 in here, but I don't see anything on that side, so I don't know. I don't remember. We will assume 5. This is another 15-gallon grow bag, and it's dusty. Dusty, dusty. You already got one?
Mm-hmm.
There's one.
Way in the back.
There's a weird shaped one. All right, let me turn them over so everybody can see. The way you're doing it, they can't see all the potatoes that are in here. Here they are. There they are. These are a lot smaller than the metal raised bed ones. I think they're mid-season potatoes, if I remember correctly. All right, so these are my Nicola potatoes right here. They're much, much smaller than the ones in the metal raised bed. Y'all, I believe I am a metal raised bed person now when it comes to potatoes. Now, don't get me wrong. These potatoes will do well in grow bags as well, but I think metal raised beds did better for me. And then the fabric grow bags, and then the plastic pots. I think that's the order for me as far as which ones are the most productive. But now let's get these weighed up so we can see how many more pounds we added to that year's supply. Okay, it's time to weigh these up. We will start with the banana ones because there's not many here. So let's get these weighed up first. We'll add them to the rest of the banana potatoes that we have inside, or should I say fingerling potatoes. I'm not expecting much here. 0.62 pounds, 0.62. We're gonna leave these in a bag because they'll fall through the cracks. All right, for the rest of these, y'all, I'm gonna use this basket and I'm gonna tear the basket. I got it teared. We'll do Lehigh. Lehigh, we'll do Lehigh. Ooh, one day, y'all, I'm gonna remember how to say that. So there's the Lehigh. And we are looking at 2.14. 2.14. The Nicola are much smaller than I expected them to be. I gotta be careful not get too much dirt. But I still like the taste, and they did really, really well in the metal. Well, I messed that up. We gotta start over. Since the basket didn't work, we're gonna use bags. All right, Nicola. 2.01. Let's just say 2 pounds. 2 pounds of Nicola. 2 pounds. And I think I only bought, if I remember, I bought 2 or either 2.5 pounds of seed potatoes of Nicola. And if I remember correctly, I got 7 or 8 pounds the last time I harvested. So I've definitely got my money back and some, but I just wish these were bigger. The next one that we're going to do here, and I believe these are Eva. It was a mixed bag. And that one's a mixed bag. I'm going to do all the Evas together. So I'm looking at the skin of the potatoes, and that's how I can tell what kind of potato it is. 3.59. 3.59 of, that's Eva. It has to be Eva. And that is across 2 containers. 3.59. And then I got these teeny little masquerades. They're not even worth weighing. 3.59 plus whatever I got here will go across those 2 bags. Now you'll get to see masquerade in a few weeks because I do have 2 full containers of masquerade. 2 full containers, so hopefully they'll do better than this. Half a pound. Half a pound, 0.5 pounds, half a pound of masquerade. All right, the weights are done. So let's put this all over here together so you can see the total weights and everything that we have. So it's not many, but this is what we have. And these all grew over on the west side of my house. And this is what happened when you have uneven watering. And the fewer potatoes you put in a bag, the bigger the potatoes will be. So here are the weights of all the different types of potatoes that we grew today, for at least the ones that I can tell you. I'm going to have to call these Eva. I believe I'm going to have to call these Eva. And everything else I think I can name. But here are the weights and the total pounds for the day. And here's the total pounds for the year. We're getting there. We're getting real close, y'all. So this is just one more potato harvest. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. There will be more harvest of potatoes and other vegetables throughout the rest of this season. And if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you back here again real soon. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you come back and visit me, Kim, at Kim's Cozy Corner. Bye.